Well, welcome to the show. Navigating the world of dating can be overwhelming and feel kind of like an endless cycle.
Well, that's the way it was for one of our co-hosts, Ashley Key. It was during this time that she felt God calling her to make a decision that would change her life. Check it out.
Hey guys, it's Ashley Key here for 700 Club Interactive, and we are here in the beautiful Shenandoah National Park, and I'm inviting you to join me on this hike as I just share my journey of why I took off a year of dating. Recently, I saw a post on Instagram that said, "Stop waiting for your life to look like something else to be happy. You're missing out on what God is doing right now." And for years, that's the mindset that I had. I thought that when I got married, I would be happy. That was the end-all, be-all. I wasn't happy unless I was being liked by somebody else. I wasn't confident unless I was dating somebody, because again, my idea was once I was married, that's when I'll be truly happy. So I was trying to control it, but I finally got tired of it. I got tired of dating, breaking up, feeling hopeless, dating, breaking up, feeling hopeless. And I finally said yes to the tug to just give him a year of my life, give him a year of just me and him, just me and Jesus, nobody else. No dates, no talking, no flirting, just me and Jesus. And I know that sounds super cliche Christianese, but I'm here to tell you it was one of the best things I could have ever done for myself. Okay, so I'm sure you're wondering by now how that 1 year of no dating really was. There were definitely temptations that made me want to break the fast. People started coming out of the woodworks, messaging me on Instagram, this one person in particular. My first thought was, not today, Satan. But let me consider it. Let me read the message. Let me check this person out. But not today. The desire was there, but it wasn't enough to make me stop being obedient to what God had called me to. And more importantly, he had to really do something in my heart. He dismantled the idol of marriage that I had created. And I really believe Christians of all ages can do that. We can make marriage an idol. Instead of looking to the Lord, we look to marriage as the end-all be-all for our life. And I saw something recently that said, marriage isn't your destination. You are not worthy of love because you're a husband or a wife. You are worthy of love because you're a child of God. And for the first time ever, I let God into this area of my heart. I let him fill the void that was only meant for him to fill. And to be quite honest with you, it was great. For the first time ever, I was content with being single. I was content with where God had me and what he was doing in my life. Romans 12:2 says, "Don't copy the behavior and the customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think." As the year of no dating came to a close, I really saw God just completely transform my mind. He gave me a fresh perspective on dating, marriage, but even more importantly, he gave me a fresh perspective on myself. For the first time ever, again, I began trusting God with my heart. Before, I wasn't doing that, but I finally let him into my heart, and it was the best experience ever. And I'm happy to report that even almost 2 years after that 1 year of no dating, I'm still single. But the fact that I can have a positive attitude about that is the whole reason why I did that. The old Ashley, the old mindset that I had would have been negative towards that. But today I can confidently say I'm still at peace where God has me, and I'm still hopeful that one day he'll give me the desire of my heart. And I know you guys can experience that too. Look, I know firsthand the murky waters of Christian dating, but I'm here to tell you that there is hope. If you feel the tug to also do a year without dating, do it. Everyone's journey is different, but I'm here to tell you that God is faithful. And the best thing, the very best thing we could ever do for ourselves, single or married, is to devote ourselves to God. He will help you, he will heal you because he loves you. Let's go back to that first quote I had mentioned earlier. It says, "Stop waiting for your life to look like something else to be happy. You're missing out on what God is doing right now." And I believe God is calling his kids, his sons and his daughters, to really live the joyful, abundant life now. Not when you're married, not when you have a family, but right now. Just because you're single doesn't mean that you can't enjoy life. I'm living proof of it. I'm enjoying life. I'm at peace where God has me. And I know that that's what he wants for you too. Thanks so much for following me along and allowing me to share my story with you guys about singleness and dating. I hope and pray that it encourages you along your journey too. And remember, it's not about the destination, but about the journey.
Well, we've got Ashley here for more about her journey.
Yes,
Ashley,
we're just going to keep talking about this.
Yeah. and at the outset, thanks for your honesty.
Yeah.
I really appreciate the transparency and just where you are and the struggle that you went through.
Yeah.
And I remember when you first started it. I mean, you went in, I'm going to go on a dating fast.
Yeah.
And then we had a conversation where you were very specific. This is an intimacy fast. I'm not going to give my heart.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, why the difference and what got you started on the fast?
Well, to be honest, I was, like I had mentioned, I was just in this continuous cycle of controlling it. Really, it was about control because I didn't trust the Lord in this area of my life.
What do you mean by controlling?
I was, dating without intention. I was like, oh, well, he seems nice. Sure, let's go ahead and date. But in reality, I knew deep down, maybe I shouldn't. Am I really interested, or am I just doing this to try to control the outcome of, oh, maybe this will be marriage, maybe that will be a family. But again, that goes back to the fact that I was just making it an idol. And so I felt the Lord just tell me after I read Mo Isom, shout out to Mo Isom, love her. I read her book, Wreck My Life, and she gave a year of her life to the Lord where it was no flirting, no dating, no texting, no talking, just, again, it's cliche, but me and the Lord, just giving my heart to the Lord like I had never done before.
You know what I find so interesting? I don't think it's just Christians either, that many young women especially are really looking for marriage and a family and feel less than without it, but with no understanding of the commitment, the time, the energy that's going to take.
Exactly.
They don't see anything but just marriage.
Exactly. Yeah. And so I think it's powerful that we get the understanding. I mean, during this time, it was like the Lord just revealed to me, like, no, I'm your portion. And he's still revealing that to me. I'm still single. And so I still struggle with, the desire, but, coming back to the prayer closet and just saying, no, God, you're my portion. If I'm feeling down, if I'm feeling like envious or jealous of other people who are, getting that desire, it's like, no, God, you're my portion, you are mine, you're my inheritance.
How much does our culture set it up, though? You have high school graduation, you have college graduation, now it's time to get married.
Exactly.
And so the expectation is there. Before the show, I was joking with Terry. So Terry, is marriage an idol in your life? And she was pretty quick, no.
How many years have you been married?
38.
Okay, well, there you go.
Just saying.
So, why did you have it as an idol? Why were you expecting so much fulfillment from that?
I think it's the culture that we live in. I think it's the surrounding culture, whether you're a Christian or not. It's like, oh, you graduate high school, you go to college, you get married, you have a family, that's your life. And in reality, it's like, God has such an amazing plan beyond those two things. I mean, he uses those things. They're biblical. It's a covenant. However, it's so much more than that. And so God really opened my eyes during this time and is continuing to open my eyes that he's got a lot. He's got a lot in store, not just a husband and kids, but a lot in store.
And I want to apologize and say I am one, not with you specifically, but who has, we have a guy on our team in Orphans Promise who I just think is an amazing guy. And we're always saying, we need to find a good woman for him. And as you're saying this, I'm thinking, why am I doing that? I mean, he's perfectly content. I'm the one who's, I don't want him to be alone.
Yeah, no, I get that. I totally get that. And I think that's great.
But he's not alone.
But he's not alone.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but it's good.
And he's fulfilled.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
And he's
mercy.
doing
It's like
wonderful
bookends
things
closing
for
in
the
on the
Lord.
deal.
I mean, Ash, would you be doing what you're doing now if you were married and going through the let's start a family?
Probably not. And that's the beauty of it.
I mean, same way anyway.
Not the same way. I think, God uses our pain for a purpose. Nothing is left. He uses the crumbs, he uses it all. So, my dumb decisions that I made years ago and just the way I was handling my love life and where I've come to now, I mean, he's using it. There wouldn't be an UnHooked. There wouldn't be what I'm doing now if I hadn't gone through what I went through.
All right, give us a preview. You coming out with yet another UnHooked campaign.
Yeah, so
this isn't about dating.
No, so last year was about, singleness and dating and abstaining from the hookup culture because I was involved in that, and that's my testimony too, coming out of that. But, we asked the question, we were like, what perpetuates the hookup culture? First thought that came to our minds, pornography. So this year, we're going to be tackling the stronghold of pornography that is on our generation, that is in the church. We're going to be tackling that. So, yeah.
Wow.
How young does it start?
I mean, stats show that as young as 8 years old, kids, boys and girls, that's another myth, that it's just a boy problem, a male problem. It's not. Are viewing pornography, whether it's, an ad that they see while they're on YouTube or they're on the internet, it's everywhere. It's everywhere.
Well, it's wonderful to be doing something about it. I love that you're doing that. So keep an eye out in February for Ashley's UnHooked event in January, and more during Valentine's week in February. And so be a part of that.
Yeah.
For everybody, for all of us, for the well-being of our culture.
And this topic of pornography, it's not just for single people, it's anyone and everyone.
It's everybody,
Yeah.
Well, it's the untold story. It's addictive.
Yes.
And there are plenty of hooks out there in the internet space to attract you to it. And then once you get in it, it's very hard to get out.
So get unhooked.
Get unhooked.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. There'll be more. We'll have a whole lot more from Ashley.
Yeah.